Fighting Lions, and let's check it out. At UTEP, at Michigan, at Oklahoma State, at Georgia Tech, at Missouri, at K-State, at Oregon. They start the season 0-11. But they have a lot of frequent flyer bus miles. Mississippi Valley State, they beat them. The coach George Ivory starred there. And then in March, they beat Texas Southern. And they win the SWAC championship, and they get the automatic bid. First half, Pine Bluff, well, they were still on the bus. Tavares Washington misses the slam, but he does get an offensive rebound on the stat sheet. Then misses again. Washington, two-handed putback slam. No, sir. Take another look, unless you're Washington. Not much better for Winthrop either. Andy Bouchard. Layup? No. Foul? Yes. Not looking good. Not feeling good, Winthrop. Bouchard again. First half, Winthrop shoots 27%. Arkansas Pine Bluff, 28%. They lead 24-23. Second half, Arkansas Pine Bluff finds its groove. Terrence Calvin to Allen Smith for three, and then if some is good, more is better. Smith, 4 of 5 from three, 14 points. And then how about Savalance Townsend? Crossover spins and scores in the lane. Pine Bluff up 9. And LeBaron Weathers, nice stat sheet, 7 points, 7 rebounds, 4 block shots. And Arkansas Pine Bluff wins it 61-44. And now they'll get to face Duke.
Racers. Well, in that case, maybe you're still golden, or Ohio, or whatever they're placing. 13 seed Vanderbilt. 2 years ago, last time the Commodores in the dance, 13C, a 4 seed against a 13. They got beat by Siena 83-62. So Vandy hoping to avoid that 4-13 upset bug this time around. This isn't going to go well for the Doors. Vandy down 3. Jermaine Beal backdoor and pass to A.J. Ogilvy lays it in. Vandy within 1. 30 seconds to go. Murray State with the ball. Isaac Miles throws away a costly turnover on that possession after the timeout. Ogilvy knocked twice at the back door, goes to slam it home. He's fouled. He would make both free throws, give the team in white a 1-point lead, but look at De Niro Thomas. De Niro for the win with 4.2 seconds left. They inbound the ball. As you see, he's got time for a couple of dribbles, gets himself set, makes a nice move, and just like that, Murray State is a winner, 66-65. Here's the happiness.
This time of March, you know, anybody can win. So, I mean, it's no seeds or none. I don't see no upsets. Or we're supposed to be here. We got 30 games, and they're a good team. But like Coach said, we've been working hard all year to get to this level now. It's just time to lace it up and go.
It was a miracle play. It was just something I drew up at the end of the game, something we've never done before. And Isaac Miles made the right play, and fortunately, De Niro made a shot.
Our guys fought hard. They competed really hard, and that's. You know, it just wasn't enough today, and we're extremely disappointed. I feel really badly for my players. I feel really badly for Jermaine, and but again, that's why this is a great tournament, because things like that happen, and so.
A Bobcats team that was below 500 in its own conference. Armand Bassett for Ohio. Boy, it was a three-point party. Bassett, another step back three, and then more of Bassett, who had 17 points in the first half, and the Bobcats stunning Georgetown by 12 at the break. Let's flash back. Georgetown familiar with facing a one-man show. Remember, Steph Curry and Davidson taking on a number 2 seed Georgetown. This was in 2008. Davidson trailed by 17 in the second half, and Curry scored 25 versus 30 in the second half, and Davidson pulled off the upset. Let's go to the second half of this game. DJ Cooper with a steal. The alley-oop to Devon Washington. Cooper, by the way, had 23. Ohio had a 15-point lead. More of Ohio. Cooper finding Bassett, who had 32 points. He was 5 of 10 from three-point range. Second half, Georgetown now down 11. Chris Wright, one of the bright spots for the Hoyas. He had 28. Just over 3 minutes to go. Ohio in control, up 9. DJ Cooper driving. And the Bobcats stun number 3 Georgetown.
My hat's off to our guys. I mean, I always say this time of year that the most aggressive team and the team that has the players that make plays, and obviously we had a lot of them made by a lot of different guys on a lot of different occasions during the game, I thought was the difference.
We knew they were playing well. That wasn't a surprise. It wasn't, we didn't become enlightened midway through the game or early in the game. But I just think they did a great job. They did a terrific job, and it was led by their backcourt. They just had all the answers. It was, as I said, it's sitting here thinking about it. Sometimes players just make plays.
My daughter doesn't even have us winning this game. So, yeah, no, you know what? I told somebody, I think on my 15th talk radio show, that I'm going to cut down the nets if we win this game.
All right, we'll see if that happens. Jay Wright, you know what he did? He sat his top scorer and team leader, Scotty Reynolds. He called it a minor teaching lesson. Lesson learned. Reynolds, the 3. He was just 2 of 15 from the floor, but he made up for it at the line, going 15 of 16. Nwigwe gets the steal and the layup. The Northeast Conference champs down 1. Karan Abraham, he had 23, a 1-point game. And then in the end, Villanova would escape.
My insides just got torn out. We talked about believing. We talked about laying it all on the floor, all the good coach speak. And yet, I don't know in 19 years of college coaching, especially my 3, that they truly did that.
I think sometimes if you get into a game like that and you get embarrassed about being close to a team like that or them outplaying you, that's going to lose the game for you. And I kept telling our guys, hey, this is the kind of game it's going to be. And I think our guys responded. I didn't think our guys, if you allow your ego to get involved in a game like that, you're going to get beat.
You have to be excellent all the time. This is put like that. You can't have any flaws, even if it's so minor, even a one, an inch, because that's the margin of victory.
6 after a strong finish to their season. Luke Herringody traditionally has not played well in the tournament. Less than 2 to go. We're tied at 46. Gerald Lee knocks down the jumper. Monarchs by 2. Less than 20 to go. Torrey Jackson, his team down 3 for the tie. No. The follow-up by Carlton Scott, no good. Luke Herringody is there for his first 2 of the game with just 12 seconds left. Irish trail by 1. Scott again to tie and send it to overtime. No, Herringody finished with 4, and that one means nothing, except for the fact the Monarchs only won.
Not as they took on 11-seeded Washington. Second half, Marquette had a 9-point lead. Darius Johnson Odom to Lazar Haywood, who had 20. Golden Eagles were up 12. They led by as many as 15. Huskies battle back, down 1. Isaiah Thomas, he did score 19. He finds a wide-open Elston Turner. Washington goes up 2. Under 10 to play, tie game. Quincy Pondexter had 18 points, but no 2 was bigger than that one. Wow, Huskies back up 2. Marquette with a shot, 1.7 seconds remaining. Not a high-quality shot by Haywood. And the Huskies hang on as they move into the second round for a second straight year. It's a tough day for the Big East. BYU, there's Billy Donovan. They had a 12-game winning streak coming into it. They missed the tournament last year. They won 2 championships. For BYU, the guy you need to know, Jimmer Fredette, the pride of Glen Falls. Yeah, ties the game. Chandler Parsons, 3 seconds left, no good. So we're going to overtime in this game. In OT, tie game. Kenny Boynton. And that pass gets deflected off as time expires. So we go to a second overtime, and BYU leads by 4, and then Fredette again, 37 points for him. BYU wins 99-92. That's Barry's pick to win it all.
UNLV, UNI, that's University of Northern Iowa on court in Oklahoma City. The winner will get KU. Second half, a little over 11 to go. UNLV up 1. Ali Faroukmanesh, ball at the top of the key, hits it. Northern Iowa up 2. A little less than 5 to go. Rebels down 4. Oscar Belfield gets 3 of those back, and it's a 1-point contest. Now we're tied at 66, and look at Faroukmanesh. Wide open. It's a deep 3, but when you can set your feet and shoot it in rhythms, so pure. He had 5 threes in that one. He had 17. That, my friends, is your gamer, because the Rebels are going to get a chance, but this is off balance, and that's after the buzzer, and that's done. Northern Iowa advances to the second round for the first time in 20 years, and they will face number 1 KU, who was a winner over Lehigh.
And then you have the East Region. Kentucky taking on East Tennessee State. This was not a contest. I mean, John Calipari's gang has got more size, more speed, and more talent.
Land the plane.
Eric Bledsoe, 4 steals, 29 points, 20-point lead. They were up 21 when Bledsoe. This guy hit his first 8 3-pointers. He finally missed one, finished 8 of 9 from 3-point range. Kentucky was 15 of 33 from 3-point range. Even John Wall knocked down one. 17 points, 11 assists. Patrick Patterson, 9 of 10 from the field. Just to prove it, we go to overtime, 9.9 seconds in it. Damian James shooting a second free throw, misses it. Wake Forest gets the rebound. L.D. Williams is going to bring it up court, loses the dribble, though, and James will get the ball. And heave-ho, the desperation shot is no good. We go to overtime. In OT, Texas up 1, 10 seconds left. Gary Johnson at the line misses. Wake rebounds. And at the other end, Ishmael Smith hits the game-winning jumper at the buzzer. So much for being a bubble team. 19 points for Smith. Here he is after the game.
Coach came over and talked to me. He said if he makes both free throws, we need a 3. He said if he misses one, makes one, then we're going to need a 2. Take it all the way. And I felt like the second part of the second half, Texas did a great job of keeping me out of the lane. As far as not getting all the way to the lane, I'm sorry. And so I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get all the way to the lane. I knew I had to pull up. And thank God I made a big shot. And like Coach said, we live to play another.
San Diego State and Tennessee from the Midwest. San Diego State, the 11th seed, Melvin Goins, his 4th 3 of the game, nothing bigger than that one. The Vols up 4, they go in to win it by 3. They're trying to get to their 3rd Sweet 6. Bill Self and company taking on the Patriot League champions from Lehigh. Second half, Kansas up 15. Brady Morningstar to Marcus Morris. Good idea because Morris had 26 points and 11 rebounds.
Going up against Ryan's Badgers in the East. Second half, Terriers making their first tournament appearance. Jamar Diggs hits the jumper, and then Junior Salters for 3.
I'll tell you one thing, they played an outstanding game. Mike Young's club had a 13-game win streak. There's the trifecta, baby.
46-45, Terriers on top. Keaton Nankiville, the tip. Wisconsin up by 1. Back down by 1 again. Watch this defensive play, Digger, after the block by Wofford. The steal, and Trayvon Hughes gets it back.
Great job, right? Great job by Hughes. Goes in. That's part of the way to seal the deal. But when you look at problems, Wolford misses 6 free throws at the end where they could have won the game.
John Lure back and healthy enough to hit the jumper. Badgers by 2, under 15 seconds to go. Cameron Rundle's trying to drive, and Huberty just dribbles it off his foot.
Well, they switched all ball screens and pick and roll, and you see John Lure hit the big-time jump shot on the other end. Defensively stepped up and got the turnover.
53-49, the Badgers move on. Cornell and Temple, 5-12 matchup in the East. Steve Donahue and the Big Red, the Ivy League champion, trying to become the first Ivy to win a game in the tournament since Princeton beat Vegas back in 1998. Princeton team of Pete Carrill able to knock off UNLV. That was a 5-12 matchup. Princeton on the good side of it. And Cornell executing this time. Lewis Dale inside and finishes. Cornell up by 9. And what about Big Jeff Foot inside?
Tell you what, he gives him great balance, perimeter play with Dale and certainly Whitman, and then Foot on the interior. Hey, Cornell, that seeding should have been a lot higher, baby. You're right, Jay.
What do you think about Whitman, Hubert?
Well, he's an outstanding shooter, catch and shoot, but he can also put the ball on the floor. And you can see defensively, they made mistakes. And on those picks, you cannot go under. He has great range. He can shoot the ball from three-point range.
Hey, look, this is one of the top three-point defenses in America, and Cornell cut them up. Big Red moving on, winning by 13.
And I obviously can't say enough about Fran Dunphy. Says he beat me 12 straight times when he was the head coach at Penn. I'd never beaten him until now. And he says the same thing after every game. And he's such a darn good coach. I am torn right now with that feeling in my stomach. I just respect the heck out of him.
I thought they were good all year long. I mean, really good. I thought they were great today. I thought they were really impressive to watch, and whenever they needed a basket, they got it.
Well, we were just real confident in ourselves. We had been here twice before, and we knew our offense, and we knew that we could win this game.
You know, our league's a good league. It was hard for us to win it. You know, Princeton's a good team, Harvard's good, and I think it's just great for our league in general.
6-11 matchup. Chris Mack, his first year as a head coach at Xavier, taking on Minnesota. Minnesota, one of the final teams to make it into the tournament. Jordan Crawford going off. X up by 1. Here comes Crawford on the drive. And let me tell you, LeBron doesn't want any of that.
He didn't dunk on LeBron.
You go right over LeBron.
He did not dunk on LeBron.
You put LeBron in a Minnesota uniform.
LeBron would have blocked that. No way.
Xavier's starting to pull away.
Are you serious? Jordan, take him to the backyard and give him a beating.
I saw it on the internet. Jordan Crawford dunked right over him. Xavier wins 65-54.
Different ways to motivate kids, and, you know, really tired of being the little engine that could. You know, we're a really good program.
you know, and our kids aren't scared to play anybody. We don't always win, but we're not afraid to compete, you know. And the gentleman, Jim Suhan, or however you pronounce his name, from the Star Tribune, thanks for the motivation, you know, to tell our kids that we should be fodder against Minnesota. Our kids are used to this stage.
Every basketball player at Division I dreams of playing in this tournament. And so these guys that have been a part of it for the last 2 years have lived their dream. You know, maybe the dream didn't take them as far as they wanted to go, but they've lived the dream of being a part of something special.
That was just Tubby's third loss in 16 first-round games. Oakland and Pittsburgh, 3-14 matchup in the West. Gary McGee, he gets Derek Nelson on the head under the basket. And look, Nelson had a broken nose earlier this year. He came back from that to score a career-high 36 in the Summit League tournament title game. So he's been beaten around the face and head quite often. Ron Woodall driving, Pitt trailing by 1. Brad Wanamaker. Panthers go up on top. Pitt starting to pull away. Digger and Nasir Robinson defeat Gilbert Brown.
Yeah, Gilbert Brown ends up with 17. Jermaine Dixon has 17. They combined for 34. It was a senior leadership getting it done in their fast break points, just going up and down the floor.
Dixon driving and 1. Pittsburgh pulls away. One of those teams that people had said, well, they're going to get bounced by Siena in the South. 4-13 matchup. Katie watching, one of the great coaches in the history of the game. Certainly did a great job at Purdue over the years. Great look at Juwan Johnson inside.
Well, they really established their big guy. Juwan Johnson can score consistently down low in the paint. He was terrific for them in this game against Siena.
Ryan Rossiter, Siena cuts it to 3. Remember, the Saints beat Vanderbilt a couple of years ago, Ohio State last year, and now Moore fouls Jackson intentionally. Jackson 2 for 6 from the line all season. It's in a tight game. And he steps to the line and he knocks it down, and Purdue wins it 72-64. Juwan Johnson after his team's victory over the Saints.
We were definitely aware of, you know, all the different picks and all that, but it's pretty much nothing we can do about it, but just go out there and play. And, you know, that's what we did today, and was fortunate enough to get the win.
I think the biggest thing was for me when President Obama just said he kind of felt sorry for us, just everything we've been through with this team. And I mean, the adversity we face, guys don't want people to feel sorry for us. And we just wanted to come out and prove that we still have a lot of talent and we can make a big run in this tournament.
I was just very impressed with our team's fight today. We had some opportunities, I think, to run and hide when they made the run in the second half, and we made the run back. And I think it's a testament to the character of our team.
The 2-seed West Virginia taking on Morgan State. Deshaun Butler, the hero of the Big East tournament, not really pleased with that 2-seed. He said, quote, "You got to play the cards you're dealt, so we'll play." And we're putting the bullseye, he means, on every team we're playing against. Well, you know, if that musketeer who carries that rifle had this type of aim, there might have been some property damage earlier with the way West Virginia shot the thing.
0 for 11 start.
He went 0 for 11 to start it. Morgan State ran out 10-0, but got their first field goal with 12:18 left in the first half, and then they started feeling it. Kevin Jones, he had a game-high 17. Here comes Devin Ebanks.
Love him. Big double-double, getting it done, 16 and 13. He's the MVP of this game.
And then Deshaun Butler.
He struggled, Reese. He's 4 for 11, only 9 points. No wonder he's unhappy.
Well, you know why? It's because after all he did at the Big East tournament, he knows what's going on. West Virginia rolls easily.
They've done it all year. I mean, we have not got out of the gate very good the majority of games. And for whatever reason, I'm not sure what it is, but I thought we were ready to play. I didn't think it was a matter of us not being ready to play. I just didn't think we attacked them very well.
Those damn 40-minute games, if we had it at 12, we would have won the game.
Tigers against Missouri. Let's show you that highlight. Lost to a lower seed in the first round the past 2 years. It's the 7-10 matchup in the East in Buffalo. Here comes Lawrence Bowers, Dickie V.
Run, baby, run. That's their style of play. We're going to press. We're going to run. It's going to be interesting how they're going to try to defend West Virginia.
Here's Zaire Taylor with the flush. Missouri up by 8. Later in the second, Mizzou still up. JT Taylor.
They get 20 turnovers from Clemson, and 15 of them are steals. 19 points.
Later, Missouri now up by 5 as Clemson tried to make the run. Kim English, he had 20 and 1.
To the Midwest, 12 seed New Mexico State, the WAC tournament champions, taking on the 5 seed Michigan State and Kalen Lucas. Darrell Summers misses the jumper, but Raymar Morgan is there for the putback, and the Spartans up 4 late, under 23 seconds to go. Troy Gillenwater for 3, and the Aggies down just 1. 18.6 to go. Michigan State up 2. Raymar Morgan at the line after making his first free throw. Check out Gillenwater. Said he lost his balance, stepped over the line. He had 17 points and 11 rebounds, but a costly lane violation. Morgan gets another free throw and makes that one. So now it's a 3-point game. In swing possession for the Aggies, they need a 3 to tie now. Jonathan Gibson, no good. Herms LaRoche gets the rebound. Another look, no good. And Michigan State holds on to win it 70-67. Kalen Lucas with a career high 25. Great time for a career high for his team. Michigan State didn't shoot it well. They shoot less than 39% for the 5th time this season, but they win a game for the 3rd time this season when they shoot it that poorly. And afterwards, that lane violation, the subject of a lot of conversation.
I was proud of my guys, and I warned them before the game. I mean, I did. And I warned them a couple times during the game, but it just was different than we're used to. And if we caused some of it, then I'll hold my guys accountable.
The refs took the air out of the game for me, and as a whole, my team felt the same way, but they did their jobs, I guess. But not NCAA basketball. I didn't think it was going to end up like that. Text for talking to a player, said, good move. I said, I know. Give 2 texts out. You know, we're men. This is collegiate basketball. The next step is pros. We're men. We're not trying to hurt one another. We just having a good time. We happy to be here, so are they, and we're going to put it all on the line. Just don't take the air out of the game. And that's what happened. Took the air all the way out of the game for me and my team. But other than that, we weathered the storm, and we came up a little bit short. Congrats to the Michigan State team.
That's Georgia Tech and Oklahoma State. Paul Hewitt's club, first half down 3. Maurice Miller, alley. Iman Shumpert. Oop. Oklahoma State +5 at the half. Hey, 2 minutes ago, Oklahoma State down 4. Keaton Page, 3 for 3 from 3, and it's a 1-point game with James Anderson. Nation's 3rd leading scorer, just 11 points. He was bad. Tech wins 64-59, stays alive by making 24 of 25 free throws.
Practice. It was falling tonight. We've had some tough nights this year, but we had a good night tonight. We're just going to keep practicing, doing what we're doing, and, you know, hopefully they keep going in like this.
That's what it's about this time of the year. Just play great defense, which we know we can do. Rebound the heck out of the ball, which we know we can do, and hope you have something go right for you at the end.
Proud of our basketball team. Had a good year to be able to make it to the NCAA tournament with a very young team. We won a lot of great games this year. Very proud of these guys. Obviously, we wish we could have moved on, but just wasn't our.
In the South, another Big East Pac-10 matchup. You saw what Washington did to Marquette on Thursday. Cal and Louisville on Friday. Jerome Randall. Yes, sir, from way out there. They ought to give him 4. He got 3. Cal up 11 at the half. Randall, not done. Knocks that one down. 2 here at 21. Respect the Pac-10. They're 2-0.
Gonzaga was shipped to Buffalo for its 8-9 game against Florida State. What would Fewy have in his bag? Well, how about a 22-7 run to start the game? And then Stephen Gray, he's got a sweet J. He had 15, and Gonzaga 67-60, America's team. Now, the Zags are from Spokane. That's where Maryland and Houston were staging their 4 versus 13 one. Gravis Vasquez did not have a good night, but Jordan Williams did. He had a career-high 21 points, career-high 17 rebounds, and Maryland 89-77. They were plus game in Buffalo against Vermont, playing without Arenzi Onuaku, though, their starting center. Vermont's only NCAA tournament victory ever came against the Orange back in 2005. That was then. This is now. As in, right now, Scoop Jardine. Oh, acrobatic. He had 14 off the bench. This was all Syracuse. The Joseph brothers, though, a good story within the story. Maurice plays for Vermont, and Chris plays for Syracuse. And oh, brother, where art thou? Ah! Chris Duncan on his older brother Maurice. Wesley Johnson, he had a game-high 18. Syracuse, 79-50.
Seeded Duke, a different matter on Friday, though. The Devils, the #1 seed, Kyle Singler, he had 22 points. Duke rolls 73-44, the fewest points allowed by Duke in a tournament game. Arkansas Pine Bluff didn't have a single player in double figures.
Ohio State is 17-3 since Evan Turner returned from injury. They will improve to 18-3 after their opening round game against UC Santa Barbara, thanks in large part to the shooting of John Diebler. Went 7 of 11 from 3, finished with 20. You got 5 Texas A&M against 12 Utah State. You got freshman Chris Middleton. Kid comes in averaging 7 points, shooting 29% from 3. He goes for a career-high 19, 5 of 6 from 3, and Mark Turgeon's club advances with a 16-point win.